Chase Yagi, full Futon, movie out of the box. Sucker Punch, extended cut. With this one, I will be watching the R-rated version, not the theater cut. I'll be watching the one that's 17 minutes longer. I know I liked this movie when I first saw it back in the day. I think it was 2011. I liked it. I liked what it was trying to do. I liked the different themes. I know a lot of people didn't, but this is one I actually like from Zack Snyder. But let me go watch it, the R-rated cut, and I'll let you know if it is as good as I remember. Yeah! Alright, so I just got done watching Sucker Punch. What is it about? Well, it's about a girl who went to an insane asylum because in the little monologue in the beginning, her mom dies. Her stepdad sees the will and is like, oh, hell no! And wants to do bad stuff to the girls. She takes a gun, shoots him in the arm. And because of this craziness, she accidentally shoots her sister, I think. And then she goes to this asylum. And then all of a sudden, lobotomy is about to happen, but right when it's about to happen, twists and turns happen of 3 different realms of going to the Japanese samurai, fighting some orcs, fighting some zombie Nazis, and also fighting some robots in an apocalyptic world. And then this whole time, what's real and what's not? Is she dancing while she's fighting? Is she dancing for the high roller? Who is the high roller? Who are all these characters? All these twists and turns, and what happens at the end? What does the lobotomy do to people? So what's good about this movie? This is what you call a very unique and different movie. This is where it shoots for the stars. This movie shoots for the stars for what it's trying to do. Because like I said, there's like 3 storylines. The whole asylum in present day. And then there's also the dancing asylum where they're actually showgirls and they have clients for these guys, like the mayor, the high roller. And then there's also a 3rd storyline, if you want to put it, with these girls fighting, like I said, these orcs, samurais, dragons, robots, and Nazis. With this, it's a very stylized movie. Now, I can see a lot of people saying this is more style over substance. To me, there's enough substance in this movie to counteract with that style, because that style of this movie is absolutely crazy. Even from 2011, you can kind of tell the CGI is wearing a little thin. It is a little outdated, but it is still very enjoyable for what it is, because it is balls to the wall action. It's just craziness. It looks cool. The problem with Zack Snyder, he loves his green screen. He loves his stylized green screen. You can tell a lot of it's green screen, and I hope some of these actors that are doing this stuff on the wire work are actually real stunts, because it does look good. But like I said, a lot of it is in a warehouse. This is a warehouse movie. That's just how he shoots. Same with Man of Steel, same with 300, same with most of his movies. Watchmen, it's all warehouse green screen movies. So with that, with the R-rated movie, yes. Does it receive its R rating? Yes and no. There are a lot of like attempted rapes in this movie and like sexual themes. There's a lot of sexual themes in this movie actually with the violence. There's nothing gratuitous, whatever you want to call it, tomato violence in this movie in my opinion. Yeah, there's a couple like head chops off of orcs, but nothing like arms and with like red blood gushing out everywhere. But if I had to say the bad about the movie, it does kind of get confusing about the whole scene. Because like I said, she's about to get a lobotomy, then it goes to this whole scene with Oscar Isaac and all these girls, like I think Chung is in it, Selena Gomez is in it, Jena Malone is also in it. But from the lobotomy scene to the lobotomy scene, it kind of gets confusing because you don't know the whole story element of the timeline. The timeline does get confusing in this movie. I think that's the biggest flaw, because right when the bottom is about to happen, it switches to this dancing scene. And when she starts dancing, it goes to the fight scenes. And then when the fight scenes are done, she's done dancing. But at the very end, this whole time, what has happened in between, because Josh Hamm's about to hit the hammer to the prong, about to do it, you do this whole timeline. But then all of a sudden, it's doom at the very end. And he's like, whoa. Did you see what happened? It's like she wanted me to do it. So you don't know about what's happening, because the whole time she's got to find a map. She's got to find fire. She's got to find a key. And she's got to like sacrifice herself to make this one girl survive. So I'm just curious, where did this happen between the lobotomy to the lobotomy? Like, to me, that didn't make sense in my opinion. Did that week already happen before the first lobotomy, and they're kind of just doing a backpedal of what actually happened for that past week before to get it there? I don't know. That was the biggest confusion in my opinion. But good about this movie, I think there is enough style and substance in this movie to satisfy fans. And if you're a Zack Snyder fan, you will like it. I do like what it was doing. To me, I hate lobotomies. I actually have a good script. I think it's a good script about lobotomies. Now, I hate it. It's a horror movie. Let's see where that goes with. Fingers crossed. But lobotomies, oof. That also gets me. Great soundtrack in my opinion. Editing's great. It looks good. Yes and no. It does look good on some scenes with the stunts. But the bad, also the CGI is wearing a little thin. It is very outdated on some scenes, as well as the timeline is still confusing in this movie of I don't know where what is. I understand what it's going for, but when I look at the timeline and what they're trying to do, I don't know where everything kind of plays in place. Like, is there a timeline and like overlaps on some, and I'm just like, sure. But it still is good. I enjoyed it for what it was. So Sucker Punch will receive a 3.5 out of 5 little futons equals to 70%. I'm pretty sure both audience and user scores and Rotten Tomatoes will be low on this one, but let me go check what it says on that website, yo. All right, like I said, critics, 23%. Audience score, 47%. Here's critic consensus. It's technically impressive and loaded with eye-catching images, but without characters or a plot to support them. All of Sucker Punch's visual thrills are for naught. Like I said, I could only speak on the R-rated of this one, being 17 minutes longer. I do not remember that much of the PG-13 version. I do remember, I did do some research, and it looks like they cut out a lot of the themes, like the sexual themes in this movie, and they cut out a lot of the violence of the orc scene, if I'm not mistaken, and the Nazi scene. But with that, I think the characters, I understand what the characters are, so I don't know what they're going with, so maybe he had to take it out to get that PG-13 rating, and with taking out those 17 minutes, you kind of get those arcs kind of disappear with the theatrical version rather than this extended cut. But if I had to watch this, watch the R-rated version. I've seen a lot of people review both of them. They say the R-rated version is the way to go. Could they keep this on in the theater and make as much money? Maybe. Who knows? I mean, Zack Snyder just did, I believe, 300. So who knows? And other stuff like Watchmen. Are you with me with the 70%? The audience score 47, or the critics 23. But again, she said, Futon, like, comment, subscribe. Well, no, you think it's Futon Utopia. You Futonians, ring that bell, because who knows what YouTube's going to do in the next 3, 5, 7 months. But thank you for watching, and have a great day. Again, this is one of the movies where girls are badass in this movie. And I get confused with people like, Wonder Woman was the first movie ever to have badass women characters. No, you got to think of what other movies are in the past that actually have badass female characters. And this is one of them. Every single one of them are badass, and they all hold their own. So I guess when they say, oh, Wonder Woman makes this a better movie, well, the last half of Wonder Woman's CGI actually looks worse than a lot of this stuff in Sucker Punch, and Zack Snyder's in that DC realm. So is it intertwined? I don't know. But anywho, there are badass women everywhere you go. So critics, just stop thinking there's only a few movies. Seriously. You're basically fake news. You're fake news.